Welcome to AtVenture DealFlow, the podcast where I speak to fundraising founders and the investors who back them. Today, I'm speaking with Velina Veleva, and she is great because she joined our Angel Accelerator and just finished it and is part of our community. And not only that, but she's putting money where her mouth is because she already made 2 investments after the accelerator. Great to have you here today, Velina.
Hi, Laurie. Super nice to be here with you today.
So let's start first with you. So what is your background? What do you do in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, so my background is in business development, and I've worked in startups, scale-ups, and also in some bigger environments. In my day-to-day, right now, I'm a freelancer. In the past, I've also worked in consultancies, life sciences companies. So that's a little bit about me. And since recently, I'm also an angel investor.
Great. How did you become part of our community?
I know actually Tessa for some time now, and she has been talking very highly of herself, being an angel investor in the past and the companies that she's supporting. So that definitely sparked my interest. And when I heard that you two are doing it, then I really wanted to be part of the first cohort. And that's actually what was the tipping point for me. I'm somebody who really likes new concepts. I love novelty, and I'm very courageous to step in with 2 feet and try something new.
Yeah. No, it was great having you also indeed as part of the first cohort. And what were your expectations to join the cohort? I mean, did you have sort of like a plan or a goal with joining the cohort?
It was more of being open-minded, actually. My expectations were that it will be an experiment, and that with every experiment, there's a lot of learning. So I was actually I did not really have fixed expectations that this would be something that would change my mind. However, I did have expectations that I would meet like-minded people who are interested in developing their personal and professional selves, and also expanding on my financial literacy.
And why did you join it in this way? And you didn't think okay, I'm going to do it myself. I'm just going to read some books or, go on the internet and learn by myself instead of joining a cohort like that?
Yeah, you're right. Actually, lots of the things might be on the internet. However, there's always safety in numbers. And one of the best things that I experienced was actually the community of angel investors, and the fact that it is really encouraged to talk to other angel investors. And later on, when I was actually more confident with the idea of putting my money somewhere, I could have actually conversations with other angel investors that were considering the same organizations. And what was really cool was that there were people from the industries that I was considering. So that was definitely something very different than just reading pieces on the internet. It was a lived-in experience.
Yeah, so being part of the community is speaking to other people about that. And during the accelerator, when was the moment that you thought because you didn't make an angel investment before, right? Prior to starting the accelerator.
Correct. Yeah, that was the first
So
one.
when was the moment that you were okay, yes, now I really think I'm ready for it, or, let's go, I'm up to it. And was that during the accelerator or just after, or can you explain a little bit on how that went?
Well, it was really interesting because during the accelerator, of course, it gave us so much information, and we were actually able to understand our profile as investors, our let's say boundaries, but also what we're comfortable with. And I did have quite a lot of confidence that the companies that were provided as part of the Angel Accelerator experience were cherry-picked. So later on, we had to do a due diligence on them. And somewhere around the due diligence, I had this very strong sensation of, I really need to trust my gut. First, I thought that maybe I would like to invest into more high-tech things, but in the end of the day, it was my heart that was talking, and I invested into fast mover consumer goods that I can buy in the Albert Heijn, actually. Yeah. It was not really high-tech, and it was really interesting observation that I would fall back to something that I believe in just because I can test the product every day on an everyday basis. So apparently the tangible element was very important for me. That's not something that I knew before, but the whole accelerator experience was something about learning to know myself a little bit better. And when was the moment when I knew that there will be a investment? Actually, there were two moments. One was with this product that I talk about. That was a very strong yes, just internally. And then later on, I was in discussion with some other founders, and we were discussing in person the different organizations of different kind of startups. I shared some enthusiasm about one of them, and it was really nice to hear from somebody else that they also share that enthusiasm. And that gave me a little bit more confidence that maybe that's actually a company that I want to put some money in.
Yeah, so indeed going to again with the community, speaking to other people there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, really cool, really cool. And okay, so then you actually invested, right? So you invested into companies, and how did that feel? Like, the first moment that you put in the money, how do you feel now? Like, do you feel happy with it? Do you feel concerned? Do you follow these companies on a daily basis? Or so how do you feel now as an angel investor?
I felt quite inspired, actually. Inspired to look at the value chain around the specific product. For example, which other organizations or which other products are contributing to its success. So I'm not following any of my investments very closely. I have the confidence that they're in good hands, and I'm planning to keep an eye on them maybe on a quarterly basis. It's not something that I'm going to micromanage.
It's like a day to day. No, yeah,
no.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear, right? So that you thought, okay, I'm not sure in what kind of companies I'm going to invest. In the end, you end up investing in consumer goods, basically, right? So that's what you ended up. So can you share a bit on? Why you invested in those companies? Is it because of the team, or is it because of the actual product, or is it? What was the most important for you to make the investment decision? So where did you look at? Which metrics, or just really only your gut feel?
Let's say that the gut feel was very strong, and next to that, the team for sure was also quite strong. The two companies that I invested in are very different from one another. So one of them is Billy Wonder. They're creating diapers for children, and I really like the idea of sustainability and how they have organized the whole operations around the product that they're selling. Actually, it's a product and a service, which I really like, because then more things can be tackled, such as pollution, but also creating sustainability around a very unsustainable product, which is the diapers industry.
So you looked really at sort of the business model and the end product and the way they approached it. And so that was important for you to evaluate Billy Wonder.
Yeah, that was definitely important for me, and also the big vision that that's something that's needed, that it can be also expanded to other industries, such as the a bit more graying population and their needs. And I do have experience in my life. For example, my parents were using sustainable solutions when I was a baby. So then I was wondering, why is that not available for the future parents? So yeah, that really sparked my curiosity. And I also saw the passion of the founders. Of course, most founders have a lot of passion, but I thought that there was something special. And after one of the pitches, I decided to contact the founder on LinkedIn. And later on, I thought, okay, I want to see more of that, and I'm going to put some money there.
Yeah.
How do I feel about it? I feel great, and I don't have really big expectations on the short term. And I really love to talk about it with the people that I meet during the AtVenture events.
Yeah, you're an ambassador basically of the brand now, right? Because you really believe in it, and I think that's also an added value that you bring to Billy Wonder. Yeah,
for sure. And for the other one, it's really funny, because I've always said that I want to be part of an ice cream company. I've never seen an opportunity for myself to be part of one.
Oh, really?
However,
you
now,
always thought that.
as an angel investor, I do have
Yeah, it's true.
Invest
But
at an
that's the
ice
cool
cream
part,
company.
right, of being an angel
Yeah.
investor, that you don't have to come up with the great ideas or,
No.
build the businesses yourself, but you can
Yeah.
be still part of it. So I think that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a little bit of magic of not having to take all the responsibility of owning a company and
Yeah.
steering it, but you can be a supporter with
Yeah.
your money.
It's like,
Yeah.
grandparents taking care of their grandchildren, and it's only for the fun things and not for all the hassle that comes with it. I think that's
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a
good part.
good
Yeah.
comparison, and
Yeah.
also you can tell your family around Christmas about it.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be proud of it, but you don't have to have the whole hassle. So I think, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
in that way, it's a little bit of an eccentric portfolio right now, diapers and ice
and
cream.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the ice cream brand, so you really invested in that then because you always wanted to be a part of an ice cream brand, and I think
Yeah,
there you
there
thought,
is
okay,
a
this is a
bit
good
of a Willy
opportunity.
Wonka inside of me, so for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, good, good. No, I mean, it tastes great, right? So that company was Goodoo, also a nice company. Yeah, so really great, and I think this is one of the metrics that we are trying to steer on at AtVenture platform to see. Okay, it's great that we give the trainings and we do the accelerator, but in the end, the goal is, of course, to really have more people investing as well, right? So I think that's the end goal. So it's great to see that you made 2 investments after doing the accelerator. So that's absolutely really well done. So we are very happy with that, of course. Tell me a little bit your thesis. So what is your plan? So are you going to invest only in consumer goods, or are you planning to diversify a little bit there? How many investors do you want to make in a year? What is your thesis? Do you have specific teams that you want to focus on? Can you share a bit with us on your strategy and your thinking around there?
Yeah, of course. So first of all, my thesis changed quite a lot. During the accelerator, I had one type of thesis, which was more around female technologies that are improving the lives and the standard of living for females, just because I think there is a very big gap on the market.
Yeah.
And
so
then
FemTech things and stuff.
FemTech things, yes.
Financial inclusion, yeah.
Yes. Now what I notice is that with the more events and more pitches that I've seen from AtVenture, I feel like I'm a little bit more open to more and different kind of investments. For example, a couple of weeks ago, I was at an in-person event in the Zuidas in Amsterdam, and there 4 out of 5 pitches really talked to me, and they were all from different
That's
kind
great to hear. So more investments are going to come, Velina.
Oh gosh, yes. So from AI to FemTech again.
Very different companies, indeed.
Very different companies to nuts to something else. So I thought, wow, this is really showing me that I'm very open-minded. On the other hand, it's really showing me that my appetite is quite high when it comes to risk. And about my thesis, right now I'm very curious about the protein transition and how that affects us as a society. So I'm also looking for investments in that, and I'm very curious how that's going to change in the Dutch society. I'm really looking towards the Netherlands and then towards Europe, actually.
Yeah, in terms of investments.
I really believe in what AtVenture is preaching about diversity in the boardroom and diversity in the investors. So that's definitely something that I'm looking towards, just because, there's so much research showing that diversity is definitely adding to the bottom line. And also I see quite a lot of groundedness in the founders and credibility, and that's really important for me.
Yeah. So I'm just writing down because, credibility. I think one of the questions indeed I would have for you is, I'm a fundraising founder and I'm going to pitch for you. I'm fundraising at the moment. What are the tips and tops you can give me as a founder? So how do you look at me or at my deck? What are things I should show you or not? Can you share some tips for fundraising founders?
Yeah, so I'm not going to speak on the behalf of everybody. I'm just talking on behalf of myself.
Yeah, your own thesis. Yeah, own. Yeah,
I'm a visionary, so I love to see the bigger picture and the future forecast for the business. I want to see successes in the past, but visually, I want to also see the numbers that are expected in the future, and also what is the justification behind it.
So a big, bold ambition is what you like to see. Like,
well,
okay, where
ambition
are you going to?
plus the justification plus the facts plus the reasoning and also the way that the path forward, not something that's just a blind ambition. I want a grounded ambition. That's one thing. Passion in the founders, of course, and also a background in the founders that is complementary to the business. It doesn't need to be in the same industry, but it needs to be complementary. And yeah, I would also like
so
to
you
see,
mean like founder market fit, so then that they know the market or they know the problem. You mean
the
it
problem.
like that? Yeah.
And I can also give you as a very good example, Laurie, Laurie, in the past, for example, when you were a founder yourself, you knew the problem that you were working on just because it was something that was very close to your heart. And I want to hear that story as well in other founders as
okay,
well.
so indeed you have a problem and you try to solve it.
Exactly.
Basically what I'm doing now again with AtVenture platform.
Yeah.
I saw a problem with fundraising and then trying to solve it. No, good. I also like that in founders, so I think really good. Is there like an absolute red flag that you think like, okay, if they tell me this or they show me that, then straight away I'm not interested anymore?
I'm not really sure if there is a very strong red flag for me yet. I haven't seen it. Maybe that's a luxury situation I'm in. But maybe a yellow flag when I see a company that is only with one specific demographic in the C-suite, then I start to wonder why not diversity. Yeah, that's my yellow flag.
And what do you do then? Do you then talk to the founder? Like, like why have you thought about diversity in your team? Or is it something that's on the horizon? Or is it something that you bring up or you just leave
So far,
it?
I haven't, just because I don't think that I would be able to change minds. But it's good to hear whether they're aware of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes it's just the way they started, of course. And then maybe when they're fundraising, they think, okay, I really want to change that. So if they have that as part of their business ethics, let's say, then of course it could still make sense, right? To change
and
it
I
over
think
time.
there's a big difference between hiring freelancers who are diverse versus founding members who are diverse. I think there is a very big difference.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, these were the tips and the tops for the founders. The other side of the table, then. So for people that are listening and that are thinking like, well, maybe this angel investing is also something for me. I never tried it before. Can you give them some tips and tips on how they should start or what you went through, let's say, in your journey?
Yeah, I would say take this as a fun experiment for yourself. Of course, try to be responsible with your money, and this is, of course, highly risky. So take that into consideration. On the other hand, it is a wonderful way to understand how startups and scale-ups work. What are the key metrics? You will see many different pitch decks and will get a bit more comfortable with numbers if that's something that you're looking forward to. And at the same time, you always have somebody to talk to about these kind of pitch decks and the results that you're seeing. And then the second thing is have patience. Angel investing is not something that will deliver the next day. It's have a mindset of having a portfolio and a diversified set of investments. So this is what I'm going to say. Probably I'm going to have my investments for another 5 to 10 years. I'm very curious how they will develop. I was very surprised, and I would say in a very good way that there is also infrastructure built around some of the investments, so you can always monitor the expected return of some of the investments, which is really wonderful. And the Netherlands has very strong rules when it comes to investing, so I think you're in safe hands. Of course, your decisions are your own. Nobody else can take the responsibility.
You cannot give an advice. And
however, There are quite a lot of guardrails, so that's really good.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Well, I think thank you a lot, Velina. Is there anything else you want to share, or otherwise we just close the call?
I would say don't underestimate the network that such experience brings. Not only the people that will be in a cohort with you as an aspiring angel investor, but everybody else who is considering to do angel investing in the future, and the founders that you meet. So this is just another wonderful way of meeting like-minded individuals and building that side of your network. So really, for the people who are looking to reinvent themselves, to bring new channels to their portfolios, to open up their horizons, to take a few calculated risks, that's amazing. And I would say, yes, try it.
Cool. Let's end with that. Try it. It's fun as well, right? So we are very happy to have you in our community, Velina. Thank you very much for sharing this whole journey from finishing the accelerator to becoming a 2-time angel investor already, and many more to come, right? So very well done. So if you're curious about angel investing, after the summer we will kick off 2 new cohorts, so you can always apply. And you can reach out to Velina if you have more questions, or to me. My name is Laurie Lancee. This was AtVenture DealFlow, and see you at the next great deal.